All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. Pastor Dowell here. I want to talk to you a little bit here this morning about unity and organization. I'm sure many of you already know I'm a veteran, and I spent 10 years in armed services. So, be you in any discipline whatsoever at all, or if you're on a team, if you're going to a school, if you're going to a job, even if you have a solid family structure, either way it goes, no matter what you do in life, the one thing I've always learned is that if you're going to do any type of advancement whatsoever at all, you've got to be part of the team. And what happens is, too many times, more often than not, is that you'll get people who want to kick against the organizational rules or buck against it, or who knows. And when you're in, like, for instance, when you're in the military, they have an order and they have a structure that's been in place for a long time. And you can come up through the ranks. You can choose to, at the end of your service term obligation, you can choose to re-enlist, or you can choose to go ahead and allow your contract to run out and then get out and be free. Of course, let me throw this in there. A lot of times people don't understand service term obligation. When you sign up for the military, let's say if you sign up for 3 years or 4 years, okay, you automatically have an 8-year commitment, be it active or inactive duty. And so let's say if you did 3 years, all right, when you get out, they can still call you up within 5 years, because when you sign a contract where you like it, understood it, comprehended or not, you still have a duty and an obligation to fulfill if called upon. So, for instance, I did 10. So no matter what war, no matter what conflict, no matter what the United States of America and the government or world chooses to do, they can't call me up. They can't call me up to come back in or do anything, because I fulfilled my service term obligation. All right. When you are inside of an assembly organization, there's already a structure, there's an order, and you can tell if that structure and that order is successful based on, sometimes, things start off brand new, but you can tell based on what they're doing with the labor of their hands, how the ministry is prospering, are they meeting the goals and the conditions. And even in that, there's an order in there. There's an order, there's a hierarchy, there's a chain of command. And what happens is you have people who want to come in, be it either Army, or be it in a company, or be it in a church organization, or whatever you want to call it. You have people to come in, and they'll seek to change the way things run, never taking into account that they've never been as successful at following or leading. I'm going to say that again. A lot of time people have ideals, and they believe that they have these revelation knowledges and everything else, but they have never been successful at following or leading. Now, I'm not getting on officers in the military, but just because you go to college and you go to school and then you graduate and you're automatically an officer, you're automatically a leader in the military, that does not translate out here into the real world, or the civilian realm. It just doesn't translate to that. Leadership, if you are a true leader, no matter where you go, those traits and those qualities are going to follow you. And of course, the best way to ever be a good leader is to first learn how to be a damn good follower. And when you become a good follower, learn the character, learn the nature, learn the order, learn the discipline, so that when you get into a position, or if you ever get into a position to lead, that you will be a leader. Well, not only a leader, I know my job is not I'm looking to get to the point in time in life where I'm never going to be needed. Then I know that my leadership has been accomplished. I'll give you an example. Here's 10 years ago, we only had one Straitway community. Now we have like 11 or 12 of them. And when I mean communities, I'm talking about communities where people who live separated, live set apart. And, you know, when you have these supply chain things that are going on out here in this world, it's not affecting us. Or if the electricity goes out, it's not affecting us. Right now, we got about 6 inches of snow out here. And electricity could go off and we will still be fine. These community heads and leaders, they've read the book and they've understood exactly what the book says. They understand the order, the chain of command, and they understand the vision and what we're trying to do. And I can tell you this, the majority of community leaders that I have in this ministry, all of them, some way, shape, fashion, or form, have been successful in other disciplines in their life. And it's just translated over to this. And now they have people that are following them as they follow Messiah, and they're following me as I follow Messiah. And regardless of what the outside noise and outside people think, it still doesn't stop the prosperity or the way that we're going. And so you will get people, be it in the military, they do it there. I mean, really in the military, it's you've got to have some type of character to endure being in the military, because the majority of the time it's very low morale. And the one reason why it's low morale is that people don't understand that when you're a soldier or an airman or Marine or frogman, or let's say, or I don't know what they call the Navy, but anyway, you know, whenever you're inside the armed services, you're a soldier. Now you have combat arms, and then you have people that support combat arms. And you have people that are in special skills and people that are in the infantry. Then you have people that make sure supplies are in order. People push papers. I mean, either way it goes, you're still in the military, right? But the whole idea of the military is not to make sure that your mind is comfortable. It's not there to make sure that you are comfortable. It's not the job of the military and the mission of the military to make sure you're at peace and and all this other stuff. Because, you know, you quickly learn that if you're going to be disciplined, we have an old saying, and it goes like this: you have to learn how to embrace the suck. And a lot of times things that you think that suck so bad, it's really because you're in an area and a point in your life where you're inadequate. I mean, I have a lot of people in the ministry. You can tell that they do not put the time, the energy, nor the effort after they listen to messages. You can tell they don't do their due diligence. They don't go behind and check out to see if the things that we preaching and teaching and living is so. You can tell they don't do their due diligence, but yet and still, many of them want to be disgruntled. Many of them want to be murmurers and complainers, but they don't want to open up the book and check out and find out if what we're saying is so. And the reason why people don't want to do that is only one reason. It's because they don't really truly want to know the truth. And here is the paramount reason. They don't want to investigate it and search it, because if they investigate it and they search it, they use some self-autonomy and they search it and they find out it is true, then that means they're going to have to change. And change is painful. And most people would rather just stay in their own vain opinion rather than change. Most people would rather have the whole world to be suited and structured to fit around them, rather than them trying to be fitly joined together in any body. Be it if you're a player, an athlete, in an organization, in a business, in the military, or whatever it is, there's a structure. And if that structure is in place, the ideal is when you're coming in, you're supposed to learn how to do everything you can do to make sure that you can be a benefit to that structure, but to excel in that structure. And today, people are just simply not doing it. People, in a nutshell, I don't care what form of fashion life it is, you can tell a person that is stubborn. You can tell a person that is obstinate and vindictive. You can tell a person that truly believes that their opinion, and they have made their opinion their own God. Because no matter what the structure says, no matter what let's say we use the Bible, let's say no matter what this says, they're simply going to exalt their opinion above what the word and everybody else. It makes no difference. And so today, this video is about, if you're going to advance in life, I don't care what it is, and you want more peace in life, you're going to have to learn how to remove people out of your life who is not advancing, nor are they trying to get better, nor are they trying to advance. I mean, people murmured about the military, and there's plenty to murmur about. But the military don't care about the murmuring. You're still going to do the mission as long as you're on a contract. See what I mean? See, in the military, you don't have no option where you can say, well, I quit and I'll kick the traces and stuff like that. It used to be like that in the Bible. That when you was in the tribe of Israel, if you even tried to, for one way, shape, fashion, or form, try to say, you know what, I'm no longer going to be an Israelite, I quit. You go check out Yahweh. Go check out what he did. He actually had Moses and the tribe to kill people who tried to defect and go out to be like the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Moabites, the Hivites, the Jebusites, the Perizzites. He just wasn't tolerating that nonsense. But now, since we live in this world today, and people, again, they're not trying to learn the discipline of what that book says. They're not trying to get any better, because it's much easier to sit back and murmur and gripe and complain and all that, and then try to get other people who are in the same condition to defect and then go back to selfishness and worldliness, than to line up and be obedient and become a benefit to what you're in. So what you have to do is, if you're an intelligent man or woman, you're going to have to look and peer into people's lives, especially those who are doing a lot of talking. Because talk, as the old world says, it is cheap. I'll say what Jesus said. If you're going to be, for instance, if you're going to be in the ministry and you're going to be in Straitway, and you're going to follow me as I follow Messiah, just like Paul said in 1 Corinthians 11, all right? The first thing you need to do is you need to look and see if my words, if I believe them, and if my lifestyle lines up with those words. And if my words and my lifestyle line up, then I've taken away all the excuses. Only thing is left now is you to perform your end. And that's something. It really truly is. I'll give an example. The Bible, when I read it, it told me to separate from the people of these lands. Okay? I've done that. Then it told me to that Yahweh was going to bless the labor of my hands if I follow after him and I'm obedient to him. So I put it to the test. He says he's going to make you plenteous in all the works of your hands. Okay? So the only thing I knew when I was in the military is just how to be a soldier. I know how to jump out of airplanes. I know how to shoot. I know how to ruck march. I know how to land nav. I know how to do a lot of things. I know how to rappel out of helicopters. I know how to swing load. I can tell you a lot of things I've learned how to do. I know how to set up TACSAC radios. I know how to bring in the signal on a 6 dB antenna. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I learned and I knew how to do in the military. Okay? But if I've learned all that and know how to do that while in the military, and it doesn't translate to practical knowledge, if you cannot see what I say I've learned, then what benefit is it not only for myself or anybody else? What can I teach anybody else? So when I read the book, the Most High said you do this, and then next thing you know, I get out here on a piece of land. I don't know how to frame. I don't know how to build. I don't know how to do anything. But because I had a willing mind, the Most High word came to pass. It came true. He did bless the labor of my hands. Now, I actually teach people how to build. This very home that I'm sitting in right now, I myself personally built literally 80% of this home. I know for sure I laid almost every single block to this house right here. And I might add, I'm pretty comfortable in this home right here. Now, I didn't start that way. I started in very humble beginnings. And I tell you, it sure is nice that I can actually meet the condition of the scriptures. And I'll show you. You know, the book says, the blessing of Yahweh, of course, your King James Version said, the blessing of the Lord is rich and add no sorrow. I've been living the last 25, 30 years without paying any rent or mortgage. You don't think that's a blessing? It is a blessing, but it's a blessing, but it came at the payment of sacrifice. And most people are just not, they're willing to talk, but they're not willing to do the work. And so, to sum it up, there's an old saying, wise saying, that says, blessed are not the hearers of the word, but the doers. There's a lot of people that do a lot of this, but very little of this. And you're not going to see the correlation. You're not going to be able to join it together how blessed that they are. The book said you'll be able to eat and enjoy the labors of your hand when you plant your gardens and do all this, and happy you'll be. And so, you know, I'm happy to say that I put the Bible to the test. I just didn't sit up there and read it. I read it and then I implemented it. When I was in the military, whatever I was taught, I implemented. And I found out that it works. If somebody is going to be a murmurer or complainer, now only you can do this. If somebody's just going to sit back and have heart full of doubt, heart full of unbelief, heart full of unrest, heart of uncertainty, even that in itself is fruit, but it's dead fruit. They can sit back and watch you prosper in the way, and they're still sitting on there do nothing, murmuring and complaining, and full of doubt and not knowing anything. See, again, it goes back to really this. In life, 99.9% of the people are looking for a God that suits them. They're looking for a people that suits them. They're looking for a life that suits them. They're looking for a way that suits them. Not that they're trying to be an asset or benefit to whatever they're joined to. Does that make any sense? And this is the age-old problem. And it handicaps a lot of people. And a lot of people still going to be handicapped. And I often say it over and over again. All right, just do a 5-year test, and we're quickly running out of time. Be you a day trader, be you an attorney, no matter what you're doing. Look at yourself 5 years ago, and then look at yourself today, and see if you are any better off. And when I say better off, I'm not talking about just a drastic change of I got a pay raise and I'm making more money. No, your whole lifestyle. Do an acid test to see if you are better off. And will other people, are they willing to come and look at your life, peer into it, and learn from it? Because, I mean, I've got all kind of letters sitting up here right now where people are messaging me. They want me to actually do basically what people are saying, and I'm thinking about it. They want me to come and do seminars on how to start a successful community and how to keep it going. Well, I'm going to tell you what, if you have poor leadership, and if you can't follow, and if you hadn't followed long enough to learn how to lead, it's not going to work. It ain't going to work. Because whatever you was doing in one of these disciplines in the world, you're going to find out if your leadership ability is worth anything when it's time for you to actually really, truly, I'm going to say what the old church folks say, trust in the Lord. So I hope that I've said something to stimulate thought. Again, let's end this video. Remove distractions out of your life, including if you are a distraction. Remove that out of your life. Anything that is causing you to be stagnant with uncertainty and unbelief that keeps you from moving forward. You enjoy more the things of this world if you're going to be in the Messiah, but you enjoy more things of this world, you're more at peace in the things of this world than you are with him, then you've got something that's pulling you away. It's a distraction. You have a lot to learn. Remove people in your life, be it on Facebook, YouTube, or whatever it is. Anybody who has a negative outcome and always murmuring and complaining, and they fancy themselves and set themselves up as other people's judges, remove that out of your life, because Satan uses that as a distraction, because your flesh wants to hear controversy. Your flesh wants to hear people who are murmuring and complaining. Your flesh wants to hear these people who don't have any brothers or any sisters, who are not joined together in anything, who is not trying to advance the mission of the whole. They want you to do that. Remove them distractions. Discipline yourself to say, you know what? These people are not bringing any value to my life. Let me just go ahead and trim that fat off right here. Let me trim. Well, I don't need to listen to it. Let me trim that off too. And let me trim that off and get lean so you can function very well. Y'all have a wonderful day. Just thought I'd come on here and just give a little wisdom and run my mouth a little bit, and hopefully a few people will hear.